During World War II, battleships represented the ultimate expression of naval power. These massive steel fortresses ruled the seas with their enormous guns and thick armor. From Pearl Harbor to the Atlantic, from the Mediterranean to the Pacific, these titans clashed in history's most destructive naval war. In this video, we list every World War II battleship, nation by nation. Let's start with the United States.
USS Nevada, BB-36, first of the standard-type battleships. Commissioned in 1916, she pioneered the all-or-nothing armor scheme, survived Pearl Harbor despite being torpedoed and beached, returned to action and supported D-Day landings, displacement of 27,500 tons, armed with 10 14-inch guns. USS Oklahoma, BB-37, sister ship to Nevada, capsized at Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, after taking multiple torpedo hits. Tragically, 429 crew members lost their lives. Raised in 1943 but deemed beyond economical repair, never returned to service. USS Pennsylvania, BB-38, served as Admiral Kimmel's flagship at Pearl Harbor. In dry dock during the attack, suffered only minor damage. Went on to support numerous Pacific operations. Armed with 12 14-inch guns in triple turrets, displacement of 31,400 tons. USS Arizona, BB-39, the most famous victim of Pearl Harbor. A catastrophic magazine explosion killed 1,177 crew members. The ship remains at the bottom of Pearl Harbor as a memorial. She carried 12 14-inch guns and displaced 31,400 tons. USS Mississippi, BB-41, sister to New Mexico, provided fire support at Macon, Tarawa, and Kwajalein. Accidentally destroyed her own turret too during a training exercise in 1943, killing 43 sailors. Continued service throughout the war. USS Idaho, BB-42, completed the New Mexico class. Supported operations from the Aleutians to Okinawa, hit by a kamikaze in 1945, but returned to action. Reliable workhorse of the Pacific Fleet. 12 14-inch guns, 32,000 tons. USS Tennessee, BB-43, extensively modernized after Pearl Harbor damage, received new superstructure and anti-aircraft batteries. Fought at Surigao Strait, the last battleship versus battleship action. 12 14-inch guns, 32,300 standard displacement. USS California, BB-44, sunk at Pearl Harbor but raised and completely rebuilt. Returned to service in 1944 with modern radar and fire control. Participated in the Battle of Surigao Strait. Displacement of 32,300 tons with 12 14-inch guns. USS Colorado, BB-45, missed Pearl Harbor while in overhaul. Fought throughout the Pacific Campaign. Hit by 2 kamikaze aircraft off Leyte in 1944. Armed with 8 16-inch guns in 4 twin turrets, making her more powerful than earlier standards. USS Maryland, BB-48, damaged at Pearl Harbor but quickly repaired. Fought at Tarawa, Saipan, and Leyte Gulf. Hit by kamikaze off Okinawa. 8 16-inch guns, 31,500 tons displacement. Known for excellent gunnery performance. USS West Virginia, BB-48, sunk at Pearl Harbor but raised and completely modernized. One of 6 battleships at Surigao Strait. Her accurate radar-directed fire devastated Japanese forces. 8 16-inch guns, 32,600 tons after reconstruction. USS North Carolina, BB-55, first of America's fast battleships. Commissioned in 1941, combined 27-knot speed with 9 16-inch guns. Protected carriers in the Pacific. Survived torpedo hit from Japanese submarine. 35,000 tons standard displacement. USS Washington, BB-56, sister to North Carolina. Sank Japanese battleship Kirishima at Guadalcanal in a decisive night action.
escorted carrier task forces throughout 1943 to 1945, 9 16-inch guns, 35,000 tons displacement. USS South Dakota, BB-57, lead ship of her class, fought at Guadalcanal alongside Washington, heavily damaged by Japanese gunfire but survived, earned 13 battle stars, more than any other battleship, 9 16-inch guns, 37,970 tons. USS Indiana, BB-58, participated in nearly every major Pacific operation, accidentally rammed sister ship South Dakota during maneuvers in 1944, provided crucial anti-aircraft protection for carriers, 9 16-inch guns. USS Mattassasset, BB-59, saw action in both Atlantic and Pacific, shelled Bahia Blanca in 1942, then transferred to the Pacific, fought at Philippine Sea and Leyte Gulf, never lost a crew member to enemy action during the entire war. USS Alabama, BB-60, earned 9 battle stars in Pacific service, protected fast carrier task forces, participated in the bombardment of Japan's home islands, 9 16-inch guns, excellent anti-aircraft battery with 25-inch guns. USS Iowa, BB-61, lead ship of the most powerful American battleship class, commissioned in 1943, combined 33-knot speed with 9 16-inch guns, 45,000 tons displacement, transported Roosevelt to the Tehran Conference, fought in the Pacific. USS Jersey, BB-62, the most decorated battleship in U.S. Navy history, served as Admiral Halsey's flagship, fought at Leyte Gulf and supported operations across the Pacific. 9 16-inch guns could fire 2,700-pound shells 23 miles. USS Missouri, the Mighty Mo, site of Japanese surrender on September 2, 1945, hit by kamikaze but suffered minimal damage, became the most famous battleship in history due to the surrender ceremony. 45,000 tons, 9 16-inch guns. USS Wisconsin, BB-64, completed the Iowa class, joined the Pacific Fleet in late 1944, fought at Iwo Jima and Okinawa, bombarded Japanese home islands, never suffered a single combat casualty during World War II. 9 16-inch guns, 45,000 tons.
Continuing with the United Kingdom, HMS Warspite, legendary Queen Elizabeth-class battleship, fought at Jutland in 1916, returned for World War II. Fought in Norway, Mediterranean, and Normandy. Most decorated Royal Navy ship. 8 15-inch guns, 33,000 tons displacement after modernization. HMS Queen Elizabeth, lead ship of her class, served in Mediterranean and Atlantic, damaged by Italian frogmen in Alexandria Harbor, 1941. Returned to service 1943. 8 15-inch guns, powerful secondary battery. HMS Valiant, another Queen Elizabeth-class veteran. Damaged alongside Queen Elizabeth at Alexandria. Fought at Calabria and Matapan. Supported Allied landings in southern Europe. 8 15-inch guns, 31,000 tons. HMS Barham, tragic loss of Queen Elizabeth class. Torpedoed by German U-331 in November 1941. Massive magazine explosion killed 862 men. Entire sinking captured on film. 8 15-inch guns. HMS Malaya, fought in both World Wars, damaged at Cape Spartivento. Spent much of World War II on convoy escort. Less modernized than sisters. 8 15-inch guns, 31,000 tons displacement. HMS Royal Oak, older Revenge-class battleship. Sunk by U-47 inside Scapa Flow in October 1939. 835 crew killed. Shocking early loss exposed harbor vulnerabilities. 8 15-inch guns, 29,150 tons displacement. HMS Royal Sovereign, served on Arctic convoys and with Soviet Navy from 1944. operated as Arkhangelsk under Soviet flag. Returned 1949. 8 15-inch guns, 29,150 tons standard displacement. HMS Ramillies supported Madagascar invasion and Normandy landings. Damaged by Japanese midget submarine in 1942. Revenge class with 8 15-inch guns, 29,150 tons displacement. HMS Resolution fought at Dakar and supported Atlantic convoys. Damaged by Vichy French submarine in 1940. Limited service due to older design. 8 15-inch guns, 29,150 tons displacement. HMS Revenge. Convoy escort in the Atlantic and Indian Ocean. Older design, limited frontline use. 8 15-inch guns, 29,150 tons displacement. HMS Nelson. Unique battleship with all 3 triple turrets forward. Commissioned 1927 with 9 16-inch guns. Served in the Mediterranean, survived torpedo and mine damage. 33,950 tons displacement. Distinctive profile. HMS Rodney, sister to Nelson. Helped sink Bismarck in May 1941. Forward-mounted 9 16-inch guns delivered devastating salvos. Fought in the Mediterranean and supported D-Day. 33,950 tons displacement. HMS King George V, lead ship of Britain's newest battleship class. Commissioned 1940. 10 14-inch guns in unusual quad and twin turrets. Fought against Bismarck. 36,730 tons standard displacement. Modern design. HMS Prince of Wales. Fought Bismarck alongside Hood. Transported Churchill to the Atlantic Conference. Sunk by Japanese aircraft off Malaya, December 1941. 840 lives lost. 10 14-inch guns, 36,730 tons displacement. HMS Duke of York. Sank German battlecruiser Scharnhorst in December 1943. Excellent fire control systems. 10 14-inch guns proved effective despite smaller caliber. Served in the Pacific 1945. 36,730 tons displacement. HMS Anson. Completed 1942, served primarily with home fleet. Escorted Arctic convoys, protected against Tirpitz. Transferred to the Pacific 1945. 10 14-inch guns, 36,730 tons displacement. HMS Howe. Final King George V class battleship. Commissioned 1942. Served in the Mediterranean and Pacific. Supported operations against Japanese-held islands. 10 14-inch guns, powerful anti-aircraft armament. Moving on to Japan. Yamato, the largest battleship ever built. 72,000 tons full load, 9 18.1-inch guns. Commissioned 1941. Fought at Leyte Gulf. Sunk by aircraft April 1945 with 2,055 crew. Symbol of Imperial Japanese Navy power. Musashi, sister to Yamato. Sunk at Battle of Leyte Gulf, October 1944. Required 19 torpedoes and 17 bomb hits to sink. 9 18.1-inch guns, 72,000 tons. Demonstrated futility of battleships against massed air power. Nagato, flagship at Pearl Harbor attack. Survived the war. Only Japanese battleship to do so. 8 16-inch guns, 39,130 tons. Used in atomic bomb tests at Bikini Atoll, 1946. Sank after Baker test. Mutsu, sister to Nagato. Magazine explosion in 1943 killed 1,121 crew. Cause never definitively determined. 8 16-inch guns, 39,130 tons displacement. Loss shocked Japanese Navy. Fuso, lead ship of older battleship class. 12 14-inch guns in 6 twin turrets, sunk at Surigao Strait, October 1944. Pagoda-style superstructure, 34,700 tons displacement. Yamashiro, sister to Fuso, also sunk at Surigao Strait by American battleships. Last battleship versus battleship engagement. 12 14-inch guns, 34,700 tons. Only 10 survivors from a crew of 1,400. Issei, converted to hybrid battleship carrier 1943. Rear turrets removed for flight deck. Never successfully operated aircraft. 12 14-inch guns reduced to 8. Sunk in Kure, July 1945. 35,800 tons displacement. Hyuga, sister to Issei, received same hybrid conversion. 8 14-inch guns remaining. Sunk by aircraft at Kure in 1945. Hybrid conversion proved unsuccessful concept. 35,800 tons displacement. Congo, fast battlecruiser converted to battleship. 8 14-inch guns. Sunk by submarine USS Sea Lion, November 1944. First Japanese battleship sunk by submarine. 31,720 tons, 30-knot speed. Hiei, Congo class, sank at Guadalcanal, November 1942 after heavy damage from USS Washington. First Japanese battleship lost in WWII. 8 14-inch guns, 31,720 tons, scuttled after battle damage. Kirishima, sunk by USS Washington at Guadalcanal in devastating night action. 8 14-inch guns overwhelmed, 31,720 tons. Loss demonstrated American radar superiority in night combat. Haruna survived until war's end, sunk by aircraft at Kure, July 1945. Congo class with 8 14-inch guns, 31,720 tons. One of most active Japanese battleships throughout Pacific War. Next up, Germany. Bismarck, Germany's most famous battleship. 41,700 tons, 8 15-inch guns. Sank HMS Hood. Hunted down and sunk May 1941 after damaging hit to rudder. 2,000-plus crew lost. Symbol of Kriegsmarine power. Tirpitz, sister to Bismarck. Spent war in Norwegian fjords as fleet in being. Never fought another capital ship. Sunk by RAF Lancaster bombers November 1944. 8 15-inch guns, 42,900 tons. Scharnhorst, battlecruiser, 9 11-inch guns, 31,500 tons, 31-knot speed. Sank carrier Glorious 1940. Sunk by HMS Duke of York December 1943. Only 36 survivors from crew of nearly 2,000. Gneisenau, sister to Scharnhorst. Damaged by RAF bombing 1942 in Brest. Decommissioned and partially scrapped, never completed repairs. 9 11-inch guns, 31,500 tons, scuttled as blockship 1945. Schleswig-Holstein, old pre-dreadnought, fired first shots of WWII at Westerplatte. 4 11-inch guns, 13,200 tons, training ship role. Sank in shallow water 1945, raised and scrapped. Schlesien, sister to Schleswig-Holstein, training ship in the Baltic, evacuated civilians during Soviet advance, mined and sunk May 1945. 4 11-inch guns, pre-dreadnought design, 13,200 tons. Let's move on to Italy. Roma, newest Italian battleship, 9 15-inch guns, 40,724 tons. Commissioned in 1942. Sunk by German Fritz X guided bombs September 1943 while sailing to surrender. 1,393 crew killed. First ship sunk by guided weapon. Vittorio Veneto, lead ship of Littorio class, fought at Calabria and Matapan. Survived torpedo damage, 9 15-inch guns, 40,724 tons. Scrapped after war as part of peace treaty. Italia, ex Littorio, renamed after Italian surrender. Damaged at Taranto, 1940. Survived war, scrapped 1948. 9 15-inch guns, 40,724 tons displacement. Fast, modern design. Conte di Cavour, older battleship modernized 1930s. Sunk at Taranto, raised, but never fully operational again. 10 12.6-inch guns, 26,140 tons. Extensive reconstruction cut short by armistice. Giulio Cesare, sister to Cavour, fought at Calabria. Ceded to Soviet Union as reparations, renamed Novorossiysk. Sunk by German mine 1955. 10 12.6-inch guns, 26,140 tons. And last, Andrea Doria, modernized pre-World War I battleship. Escorted convoys, avoided major combat. 10 12.6-inch guns, 26,000 tons. Scrapped after war under peace treaty terms. Gaio Duilio, sister to Andrea Doria, sunk at Taranto, raised and repaired. Limited service after 1943. 10 12.6-inch guns, 26,000 tons. Scrapped 1957. Continuing with France. Richelieu, modern fast battleship. 8 15-inch guns in 2 quad turrets, all forward. 35,000 tons. Fought for Vichy, then Free French. Served at Suez Crisis 1956. Unusual all-forward armament. Jean Bart, sister to Richelieu. Incomplete at Fall of France. Fought at Casablanca 1942 against USS Massachusetts. Completed after war. 8 15-inch guns, 35,000 tons. Dunkirk, fast battleship with 8 13-inch guns in quad turrets. 26,500 tons, 29.5 knots. Damaged at Mers El Kabir by Royal Navy 1940. Scuttled at Toulon 1942 to prevent German capture. 8 13-inch guns, 26,500 tons. Fast and modern design for 1930s. Provence, old battleship. 10 13.4-inch guns, 22,189 tons. Damaged at Mers El Kabir, beached. Scuttled at Toulon 1942. Salvaged by Italians. Destroyed by Allied bombing 1944. Bretagne, sister to Provence. Sunk at Mers El Kabir with heavy loss of life. 10 13.4-inch guns. Tragic victim of British attack on French fleet. 22,189 tons displacement. Lorraine, escaped Mers El Kabir, joined Free French. Supported Normandy and southern France landings. 10 13.4-inch guns. 22,189 tons. Only old French battleship to serve with the Allies. Corbeil, oldest French battleship in service. 12 12-inch guns, seized by the British, used as anti-aircraft hulk and breakwater. Sank as Normandy breakwater, Sword Beach. 23,500 tons. And our last category is Soviet Union. Marat ex Petropavlovsk, Gangut-class battleship, 12 12-inch guns, 23,400 tons. Heavily damaged by German bombing 1941, bow destroyed. Continued as stationary battery, never fully repaired. Oktyabrskaya Revolusia, ex-Gangut, sister ship. Supported defense of Leningrad, 12 12-inch guns, survived war, scrapped 1950s. 23,400 tons. Provided crucial fire support during siege. Parizhskaya Kommuna, ex-Sevastopol, served in the Black Sea. 12 12-inch guns, 23,400 tons. Supported Sevastopol defense. Survived war, continued service into 1950s. Arkhangelsk, ex-HMS Royal Sovereign. British battleship transferred 1944. 8 15-inch guns, operated with Northern Fleet. Returned to Britain 1949. Compensation for Italian ships, 29,150 tons. And that concludes our list of World War II battleships from around the world. These mighty steel giants dominated naval warfare and represented the pinnacle of industrial power. From Pearl Harbor to the surrender aboard Missouri, they shaped the course of history. Thanks for watching.